Get us started. Wake Forest and Clemson, two sides in desperate need of a win, and away we go. And we start things off with an overpass and a put down by Khalees Hawkins. Well, serve receive has been an issue this season for Clemson in conference play, and Crawford capitalizing on that early. First swing of the match for Kate Hansen is powered down for a kill. 1-1 the score here early in set number one. Clemson has had an interesting journey to get to this point. The 12-0 start to the season through the non-conference, but they've battled some injuries, most notably Kennedy Wagner. Top attacker on this team remains out. Hawkins picks up kill number two. Khalees Hawkins, on the heels of a two-kill performance against Georgia Tech, was pretty quiet in that match against the Yellow Jackets, comes out and is replaced by Sanaa Williams. And Emma Farrell puts it into play. Hansen hammers it home. One of the adjustments that we've seen from Clemson with the absence of Kennedy Wagner, they're utilizing some of their middles as pin hitters, and that's what we've seen early in this match with Hansen, who is having the best attacking season of her college career, hitting about 100 points higher than she did last year. Here's Whitekettle, and she beats the block. (3-2) lead for the Demon Deacons as Ryan Baker, the second setter in this Demon Deacons 6-2, heads on to serve. Baker leads this team with 23 aces. Joust, kept afloat, rolled over by Moore. Big swing from McGrath, and McGrath has her first kill, and she's been the top attacking option for this team with the absence of Wagner. Last time out, a team best 13 kills against NC State in that 4-set loss. And here is McGrath serving. Pipe for McGrath. Tough dig by Farrell. Peck turned away and wide. A kill for the freshman Sadie Peck. She struggled in conference play so far, only hitting .072 in ACC action, which is over 100 points below her season average, as Patricia Laguita makes her way back to serve. Now that is hammered long by Katie Herta. So Demon Deacons a 2-point edge. Wake Forest playing in its 5th home match and its last 6 fixtures overall. And they've been solid at home this season, 4-3. And this is a big one for them to try to pull out a win with 3 of their next 4 opponents ranked in the top 10 nationally. A service error for Laguita. But SMU, Pitt, and Stanford, 3 of the next 4 matches for Wake Forest. So look, there's never an easy one in the ACC, but that is especially true with the upcoming stretch for Wake Forest. Peck finds the corner. Second kill for Sadie Peck. Farrell rotates off. Sanaa Williams makes her way back to serve. 12 aces this season for the middle. Joust. Kept afloat by Peck. Can Williams get there? Couldn't pop it over. 4 hits is the call as Catherine Sant makes her way back to serve. Now Sant has been the setter all season. We did see Clemson tinker with the 6-2 last weekend against UNC as Sant floats it along. Second setter in that match was Katie Herta, who was a setter back in high school, ran a modified 6'2". She's been a hitter throughout her college career, but again, Clemson just experimenting with ways to fill the void of Wagner, who was responsible for about 5 points a set. That is a major number that they've been without. And an ace. First ace of the match for either side, and it's Becca Bellows with her team leading 24th ace of the season. Largest lead for Wake Forest, and Bellows follows up the ace with a service error. Claire Lumen makes her way out to serve. Lumen 12 aces this year for the sophomore out of Franklin, Wisconsin, was the top-ranked libero prospect out of Wisconsin. Out of system. Crawford turned away. That is an easy block for Nil Okur. Okur had 4 blocks last match, second on this team in blocks per set. It's a Clemson team that is not known for its blocking prowess. Sub 2 blocks per set this season. But Okur gets one early. Crawford rips it. Well, that last swing she had was off of a difficult out-of-system set, so had a roll shot that didn't really have much of an opportunity. But when you find her in rhythm, she'll rip ones down just like that. Crawford leads this team over 3 kills per set. And she's back to serve. Here's Lagita, and Patricia Lagita gets into the action. First kill on the first swing for Patricia Lagita. She's led this team in kills for 3 straight matches. Has really come alive in conference play and still getting used to the consistent high-level play in the ACC after coming in from an NEC program in Chicago State last year. And the block is there. Hawkins and Whitekettle. That's a physical, sizable block on that right side. 6'5" and 6'3", erasing the swing. And a timeout take Wake Forest a 4-point lead in this set number 1. Weekend number 4 of ACC play. And both these teams hunting for victory after some recent struggles. Back-to-back losses for the Demon Deacons. NC State last Saturday, and this past Friday falling to Georgia Tech. Clemson still hunting for its first conference win of the season. And Kate Hansen has been involved early. That's her 3rd kill in 5 swings. For Clemson, starting the season off 12-0, the Tigers were one of just 2 ACC teams who entered conference play undefeated. But the absence of Wagner and just the elevated level of competition has made life difficult for the Tigers in ACC play as the Demon Deacons side out. And Jackie Simpson-Keir, 5th-year head coach for Clemson. So the big thing they've been focusing on is understanding the difference between playing and competing, and also working through those pressure moments. They've had chances late in sets to win, as Farrell picks up the ace. But they have errored themselves out of matches. And they've been focusing on that quite a bit in practice. But a slow start today on this Sunday afternoon for the Tigers. Another serve from Farrell, better reception. Hansen tips. Lagita, was there a touch? Yes. 5-point scoring run for the Demon Deacons. Give and go, McGrath. Lagita, cut shot into the net. Just the 2nd attack error of this first set for the Demon Deacons. Impressive opening frame offensively. That's a good sign to see after only hitting 121 on Friday against Georgia Tech, the 2nd lowest hitting percentage of the season for Wake Forest. Lagita again left it short. So 4 hits is the call. Patricia Lagita, we've seen her all season be very creative in terms of displaying the full arsenal of swings that she possesses, but tried the cut shot, then the tip, both times left it short. White Kettle roofed. Clemson surging back into this first set. Symington at 6'4", turning that away. And Jeff Holzmeier wants to chat things over. 14-11. Wake Forest, its lead now down to just 3 after Clemson has rattled off 3 straight points. Jeff Holzmeier chatting things over with Becca Bellows, one of the setters in this 6-2. Coach Holzmeier in his first season leading the Demon Deacons, but he's very familiar with Clemson, having spent the last decade as an assistant at Florida State, including 9 straight NCAA tournament appearances with the Noles. So he's faced this Tiger squad in the past. His team looking to continue the success that they had in previous seasons. 4 straight wins for Wake Forest against Clemson. Meanwhile, Clemson rattling off 3 straight points. We talked about the struggles in ACC play for this team, winless in conference action. And the numbers reflect that. Overall this season, hitting .217. In conference play, just a 102 hitting percentage. They also have nearly 3 fewer kills per set. So it's been tough sledding for Jackie Simpson-Keir's side. But her team battling back in this first set, 14-11. Clemson within 3. Addie Raines on for the first time today as she floats over. Out of the timeout, it's White Kettle who finds the corner. White Kettle comes off, as does Bellows. Peck and Baker enter. Ryan Baker, the 4th-year starting setter. 7th most assists in Demon Deacons history as she floats it along. And just by virtue of her playing in the 6-2 and splitting setting reps with Bellows, she'll finish in 7th. Won't have enough opportunity to climb into 6th place on the all-time leaderboard, but still a top 10 finish for her. Oh, that is bounced down. Sanaa Williams in a great set from the aforementioned Baker. First kill of the match for Williams, who has now 1 kill. Khalees Hawkins has 3 kills, so Wake Forest getting the middles involved early. Overpass, tap down. It's Williams again. And that's a middle versus a setter in Sant, and yeah, the middle's gonna win that 10 times out of 10. And a timeout taken by Clemson. Leads Clemson. Tigers now out of timeouts in this first set. As Patricia Laguita heads back to serve. Laguita, who last match reached 700 career kills. Now that spans her time at Chicago State and now this season at Wake Forest. But she's been on fire lately, leading the Deeks in kills for 3 straight matches, entering today. And the first swing out of the timeout is a kill for Katie Herta. That's a good sign to see for Clemson. The former Penn State Indy Lion, her first year in college was up in Happy Valley, then made her way to Clemson, but missed most of last season with an injury for the Tigers and has seen limited time this season, but starting to earn some more reps out there, and we saw her setting last week. Here she is again, and it's another kill for Herta. And she only had 3 practices as a setter before that UNC match, before they decided to go to the 6-2. And Jackie Simpson-Keir had glowing things to say about Herta, just her willingness to do whatever the team needed. It was an unselfish move that she was willing to step in as a setter after being a hitter throughout her career in Clemson. Off the slide, Okur, popped up by Laguita. Crawford shoves over. Pipe for McGrath. dump, wow! Ryan Baker with just her 5th kill of the season. Great execution, and that is a well-read attack by the setter. You don't see setters in a 6-2 pick up kills very often since they can't swing over the net, playing in the back row, but great set over, and that's her 5th of the season. Here's Herta, winds and fires deep. So now Williams with her team 6 points away from a convincing first set win. And Okur able to tap over, got caught up on that set. And it's powered down by Crawford. Second kill for Paige Crawford. And Dragani enters for the first time today. Elena Dragani, who doesn't have an ace this year, but she's come on to serve in now 9 matches this year. And it's a service error. Clemson in desperate need of a run late in this first set. And it's moments like this where Jackie Simpson-Keir has really been harping on her team on executing under pressure. They've worked on that in practice quite frequently over the last couple of weeks. And that's one way to start things. A stuff up front by Okur. Tigers within 4. Crawford answers back. Wake Forest has done an outstanding job of limiting any sort of prolonged scoring runs by Clemson. We saw that one 3-point run, and that was it. Deke siding out at over 67% thus far. Give and go for Herta, sent back. Hawkins and Whitekettle on that far pin. That's 6-5 and 6-3. Whitekettle 6-5, Hawkins 6-3. A couple of imposing figures on that Wake Forest block. And a service error for Becca Bellows. Claire Loomis makes her way on to serve for the Tigers. Oh, great back set. Hawkins, wow. That is all Becca Bellows. Brilliant set, and Hawkins able to hammer it down. And these two setters, Bellows and Baker, pacing this offense to a dominant first set to the tune of a .385 hitting percentage. McGrath taps over. What a dig by Farrell. Lagita sent back. Still life for Clemson. And libero McKenna Gildon looking to orchestrate a run here. Free ball. Hawkins with the kill, and it's set point number 1 for Wake Forest. Emma Farrell with her team on the doorstep of the first set win. McGrath. Oh, what a dig by Farrell, out of system. Lagita, pumped up by Gildon. Pipe for Crawford. Here's McGrath. Whitekettle sent back, and coverage not there. 5th block of this first set for Clemson. That's been a bright spot for them, a team that averages below 1 block per set. They've been physical up front today. Second set point for the Demon Deacons. Addie Raines on to serve. Was there a touch? No. And Kate Symington with the attack error leads to. And we are underway, second set between Wake Forest and Clemson. And it starts with a kill for Hawkins. That's exactly how the first set started. Kill for Khalees Hawkins. Hawkins on fire, 6 kills, hitting .714. McGrath rises. And a net foul against Sanaa Williams. So a point for Clemson as McKenna Gildon makes her way back to serve. First year full-time starting libero for Clemson. Williams tips, oh, that is crafty. So she gets tacked with a net violation, and then she's set right away. And we've seen both middles get involved, and that's now 11 swings for these two middles. And we're only early in set 2, and that comes down to high-level passing by this Wake Forest side. You can't find your middles if you aren't passing well and giving your setter a chance to locate the middles. And there's a swing for the Clemson middle. It's Symington with the put down. Symington, the 6'4" junior middle from Excelsior, Minnesota, which I think is like the coolest town name ever. If you're from a town called Excelsior, I feel like you just have to be elite at something. And she's elite at volleyball. Overpass, tapped down, kept afloat by Williams and shoved over. And it's a point for Wake Forest, and probably so, as Raines goes crashing into the Clemson bench. What hustle by Williams getting to the floor, and Raines also showing off the hustle on the Clemson side of things. But just a touch out of her reach as Patricia Lagita will restart play. Lagita third in this team with 13 aces. It's a tough serve. McGrath. And Lagita finds the sideline. Third kill for Patricia Lagita, who has come into her own as of late. And it did take her some time to adjust, which is understandable given that she did not get to Wake Forest until late August. Now, she was playing volleyball before that. She was with the Poland U21 national team at the U21 World Championship. But still getting acclimated to her teammates, to the academic rigors of Wake Forest. Took her some time to adjust, but she's been clicking as of late. Here's McGrath, sent back, and it's wide. And it's amazing, the elevation from Mia McGrath. Only 5'11", but she plays a lot bigger than that with her leaping abilities. And she has a lot of pressure on her to perform right now with Kennedy Wagner still out. And here she is serving. Overpass, dunk down. That was all the service pressure by Mia McGrath. And some miscommunication between Baker and Williams, and Clemson in front. First lead of this set for the Tigers. And a service error. Hawkins makes her way on for Farrell as Williams drops back to serve. What an effort by Williams, but couldn't get there. Clemson back in front by a point. And Jem Aksoy getting some action in this second set. Native of Izmir, Turkey. She's played sparingly this season, but making her impact felt. How about the dig from the middle, Symington? The free ball sent over by XM. Crawford, boom! Big swing for Paige Crawford. Back and forth we go, a competitive second set so far. Clemson's looked better in the second set than what we saw from them in the first. Aksoy tips, pinballs around, and she has another kill. 3 kills on 3 swings for Jem Aksoy. Jackie Simpson-Keir making a change, and it's an alteration that has worked for her team. Oh my, another big swing. This time it's Whitekettle. She has, I'd say, as heavy of an arm as you'll find on this Wake Forest roster, and one of the biggest arms you'll find at the conference. Just gets so much behind it. Kerr swing kept alive, and then shoved down by Aksoy again. She didn't play at all in the first set. She comes on in set number 2 and is now responsible for 4 points as Luma replaces her. And we can be certain that won't be the last we see of Aksoy with her instant impact that she provided off the bench. Give it go for Lagita. That is precise on the sideline. Here's Emma Farrell. Jump float from one of the ACC's premier liberos. And O'Kerr sends it along, no touch. And Clemson wants this looked at. Our first replay referral of the match. We will have a point for Wake Forest, and that means that Clemson loses one of its 2 challenges. So Farrell remains behind the service line. On the heels of a season-low 4 dig performance, and just shocking numbers for somebody who is second in the conference in digs per set, but it showed just how good of a job Georgia Tech did of keeping the ball away from her. Yellow Jackets were on fire in that match as McGrath hits long, but there was a touch. And Jeff Holzmeyer seems perplexed. Will he request a challenge? Yes, he will. Well, so let's get another replay review here. This is the second one we've seen in the last minute. And it's for the same call. Was there a touch or not? Call on the floor was that, yes, there was a touch. And it's being looked at. This is a quick review. It's about as quick as you'll ever see. And it was wide, long, and no touch. So Jeff Holzmeyer, 1 for 1 with his challenges today. And Wake Forest picks up the point. So it's 10-8 Demon Deacons. Both coaches utilizing their challenges. Olsmeyer 1 for 1, Jackie Simpson-Kear 0 for 1. I'd love to see somebody keep track of coaching challenges and just the percentages that they are correct. Would be fun to know which coach is the best in the nation at that. And that's sent back by the block. Williams getting involved defensively. That's where she's been so good this season. 8th in the conference in blocks per set entering the weekend. About 1.1 per frame. Big swing from Okur. And Nil Okur hammers it down. Okur, one of a couple of Turkish players in this roster, and she's somebody who has experience playing for Turkey and the youth national team at multiple levels. And Turkey routinely has a very strong national team. White Kettle sent back. I don't know if that actually hit the blocker, was into the net, and it's a point for Wake Forest as it hits the floor. And Jackie Simpson-Kear chatting with her team. I wouldn't be shocked if she wants a challenge, though she did lose one already. And I don't know, from my view, didn't seem like it actually hit the block. But we won't see a replay review. Successful challenge by Jackie Simpson-Kear. Ball did not hit the Clemson block and instead came off the net. So Jackie Simpson-Kear now 1 for 2 on her challenges today. Things still being sorted out of the scores table as Gildon gets ready to serve. Gildon, the Plano, Texas native, was the ACC Defensive Player of the Week last month. Comes from a very athletic family. Both of her brothers play pro hockey, which kind of surprised me given that they're from Plano, Texas. Not a ton of hockey played in the Lone Star State, but the Gildon brothers have made the most of their opportunities, and after stellar college careers, they're playing professionally. White Kettle. That touched the block, and a point for Wake Forest. And again, the trend continues of Wake Forest doing an outstanding job of limiting these prolonged runs for Clemson. Baker serves. Roll shot from McGrath. What a dig by Baker. Free ball from Legita. On the right side, it's Hansen. It's one of the adjustments they've made, utilizing middles as pin hitters. And when you're down somebody like Kennedy Wagner, who is responsible for about 5 points per set, you have to be creative. And Jackie Simpson-Kear utilizing 4 middles, but in different roles. Oh, Legita swatted. My goodness. Mia McGrath. Whew. That is physical from the 5'11" outside. Solo stuff. And that's serve long, and Clemson not helping out their own cause with some of these service errors, and that's been an issue for them, just erroring themselves out of matches. That's the phrase that Jackie Simpson-Kear used when we spoke about some of her team struggles. And that is now 4 service errors to 0 aces for Clemson. McGrath, long, but there was a touch. And after the kill, McGrath heads back to serve. Somebody who Coach Kira said has always been the heartbeat of this team, a multi-year captain, their best all-around player. Tight to the net. And a point for Wake Forest. 4 hits is the call. Hawkins makes her way on as Williams heads back behind the end line. That's sent back. Good coverage by Gildon. Another turn away. Popped over. Hawkins sends it down. And Khalees Hawkins, who started this set with a kill, will bring us to 15 points with the put down. And this should be immediate timeout. And there it is. 15-13. A competitive second set. Second set so far. Wake Forest out of the immediate timeout. A 2-point cushion. Looking to capture its second set of this match. And this 2-point lead is 1 point shy of the largest lead we've seen in this second set. That's how tight it's been. Wake Forest led 11-8. That was the largest lead of the set for either team. It has been incredibly competitive in this second set. Overpass, hammered down. And Oxay has been a difference maker. You want to look at some reasons why Clemson's playing better in the second set than the first? She has to be at or near the top of that list. Oxoy with 4 kills, hitting .429. They've all come in the second set. She didn't play in the first set at all. Hawkins with the kill. And Khalees Hawkins having an outstanding performance. This has been one of the best we've seen from her this season. 8 kills, hitting right around 800 in this match. McGrath leans into it and finds the corner. She just flies through the air. So athletic. That's a lot of weight in her shoulders with Wagner out. She's been getting the big bulk of swings. Had 59 swings against NC State on Friday. Crawford, cross court to perfection. Wake Forest siding out at about 75%. That tells you the story of this match. They have completely quelled any sort of Clemson runs. Tipped in. What placement by Oxoy. She has been marvelous in this second set. What an opportunity for her to fill into a bigger role. A freshman who has played sparingly this season, but Clemson down some players. You need some attackers to step up, and why not go to her? She stepped up today. And that's wide. Hawkins, just her second attack error of the match. And Clemson has battled back to tie it. $17 apiece in the second set. Claire Luma floats over. White Kettle tools the block. Five kills for White Kettle as Emma Farrell makes her way back. Proud of the match, named the winner of the Tenacity Award, which is given out at the annual Pink Match in memory of the late Heather Holmes. Lagita, great adjustment. And that's where she has blossomed throughout this season. She can go full throttle, but has really become more comfortable with some of those off-speed swings. And the Demon Deacons take a 2-point. Wake Forest prompting Clemson to take a timeout. Demon Deacons nursing this 2-point edge. Largest lead of the set was 3 points for the Demon Deacons. It's been so close. Coverage by Okur. Here's Crawford from the back. McGrath. White Kettle, boom. And the Demon Deacons first to 20. Farrell again. She's been leading this run from the service line. McGrath wide, but there was a net violation against Wake Forest. So a big break for Clemson. Would have been a 4-point Wake Forest lead. Instead, now just a 2-point edge. Ends a 3-point run for the Deeks. And that's long. And this is what has crushed Clemson in conference play. These errors in pressure situations. And that's now 5 service errors to 0 aces for the Tigers today. Ryan Baker puts it into play. Peck ranging back, popped up by Sant. And McGrath tooling the block with the left. She can score in all sorts of ways. Big point for the Tigers, who need a run. Can they string together some points? Addie Raines looks to do that. Here's Williams. Farrell a diving dig. Williams again. Off the slide, Symington. A crucial kill, and Clemson within 1. And a timeout taken by Jeff Holzmeyer. 20. Tigers down by 1. Service from Raines out of the Wake Forest timeout. Roll shot by Legita. Peck winds and wide. Tried to go line. That line shot can look so enticing sometimes, but Peck with a miss it, and Clemson has tied it. Out of system. Free ball. Slides. Symington turned away. So now Williams, an enormous solo stuff. Clemson was primed to take the edge, and Williams said no. And it's 22-21 Wake Forest. Here's Patricia Laguita. Oh, an ace. Right at the 10-foot line as Symington tried to dodge it. Third ace of the match for the Demon Deacons. It's the 14th of the season for Laguita. McGrath. Popped up by Baker. Free ball for Clemson. Got to win this point here. McGrath rises and terminates. Mia McGrath into double figures. 10 kills, 10th time this season she's had double-figure kills. And she's serving. Crawford rolls. Crawford again. This time finds floor. Set point number 1 for Wake Forest as Hawkins rotates on for Farrell. And Clemson will use its final timeout of set number 2. Jackie Simpson, Keir side, down by 2 points. This set, which has been so competitive, we have not seen either team with a lead of greater than 3 points in this second set. Good battle between two teams in desperate need of a win. Clemson, because it hasn't won yet in ACC play, and Wake Forest, because, well, it's lost 2 in a row, but you look at the upcoming schedule, some immensely difficult matches on the docket. Next up, at 8th-ranked SMU, at number 6 Pitt, and then the following weekend, Stanford comes to town. That's the top 10 team in the Cardinal. So 3 of the next 4 are against top 10 opponents, but welcome to the ACC. That's life in this conference. It's so deep. You have so many talented squads, even the teams who are not ranked. But we've seen some teams who maybe haven't had the most success in recent years really elevate themselves this year. You look at a North Carolina, you look at a Miami, the job that they've done this season. Even Georgia Tech, who have been so good in recent years, had a slower start to this year with a very young team. They picked up a big win on Friday. They're looking really good. So it's a deep conference now with 18 teams. Of course, SMU, Stanford, 2 of the newer programs to this great conference, both bolstering the league. And here we go, set point number 2. Pardon me, set point number 1 for Wake Forest. So now Williams serves. McGrath, turn back! Hawkins and Crawford wrap up the second set. Carolina, Wake Forest, a 2-set edge, searching for a straight set win over Clemson to wrap up weekend number 4 in ACC play. And the first point of the frame goes to the Tigers. First time they've won the first point of a set today. And it's Ejem Aksoy, who has been a spark plug off the bench. Didn't play in the first set, inserted in set 2, and has been fantastic today for the Tigers. She comes out, Claire Luma replaces her. Lagita, long, no touch. And Clemson with its best start to a set that we've seen today. And a good sign to see for Jackie Simpson-Keir's side. Still hunting for that first conference win after going 12-0 through the non-conference, which was the 6-12 match winning streak in program history to start a season. So it was promising to start the campaign, but ACC play has been tough for the Tigers, though a good start here. Block number 7 in the match for Clemson, and it's 3-0. Here's Claire Luma once more, the sophomore out of Wisconsin. And it's an ace. First ace of the match for Clemson. And you wonder if Jeff Holzmeyer considers using a timeout sometime soon here. Tigers, red hot start to this frame. Largest lead of the match for Clemson. Again, a tough serve. Here's Lagita. Kept alive by Okur. Hansen finds the corner. 5-point scoring run to start off the third set. Now this is quite possibly the best stretch of volleyball we've seen from Clemson in conference play this season. White Kettle, cut shot, finds the sideline, and Wake Forest finally able to side out. But a great start for the Tigers in this must-win third set as Emma Farrell heads back to serve. Hansen dug up by Farrell. White Kettle tips. Well read by Hansen. Pipe for Crawford. Paige Crawford, 7 kills on the afternoon. Emma Farrell again back to serve. One of the all-time great liberos in program history. Currently 4th in career digs. And entering today, 118 away from third place, so very doable for her. And a point for Wake Forest. Clemson over the midline. Good response by the Demon Deacons. 3-point run answering to Clemson's 5-point run to start off this third set. Here's McGrath. Into the corner. Perfect placement by Mia McGrath. 11 kills for Clemson's top attacker. She got started at a young age. Her mom was a volleyball coach, and her mom would come home late only to find 8-year-old Mia hitting a ball against the garage door in the dark. And she's worked hard at her craft ever since then. And a dump. It's the second setter kill of the match for Wake Forest. Becca Bellows with her 11th kill of the year. We saw Baker pick up her 5th kill of the season. And clearly something Wake Forest picked up on in the film sessions. You don't see these setters in a 6-2 be live very often, but 2 kills by Wake Forest setters today. Here's Lagita. McGrath rises. Pancake dig from Crawford. Hansen powers it down. Kate Hansen, the junior middle who started her career at Texas Tech, was a very defensive-minded middle, led the nation in blocks per set as a freshman, but has really developed as a hitter from that middle spot this season. And a net foul against Clemson gives a point to Wake Forest. By the way, Hansen's brother, Hayden, a tight end on the Florida football team with 4 catches in the Gators' dramatic win over Mississippi State yesterday, though breaking news just a couple minutes ago, Billy Napier, the Florida head coach, was just fired, so Hayden Hansen will have a new head coach as the Gators enter a bye week. Here's Martinez, and she's turned away. Bianca Martinez, her first swing of the match. This is her first set she's played in today. Demon Deacons within 1 after trailing 5-0 to start this set, and that finds the sideline. An ace for Lagita, much to the dismay of this Clemson sideline. We'll see if they want this looked at. No signal for a challenge just yet. Jackie Simpson-Kier, 1 challenge remaining. Out of system free ball. Here's Williams. Big swing by Sanaa Williams. And if you want to talk about capitalizing off of a free ball, that is exactly what we just saw from Wake Forest. Nice and easy pass. Give your setter the option to find the middle. And when you find a middle blocker, good things tend to happen. McGrath, popped up by Farrell, great effort. Oh my, Lagita, tremendous dig on McGrath. Zhao shoved over, and a point for Wake Forest. What a rally in the defensive effort by Lagita, extending the point in Wake Forest on a 5-point run. It was 5-0 Clemson to start this third. The Demon Deacons have scored 9. Wake Forest, a 9-7 lead in this third set. John Gross with you on this Saturday afternoon. Jackie Simpson-Kier using that timeout, 1 timeout remaining for her in this third set, which is a must-win frame for Clemson. Here's Patricia Lagita. McGrath rises. Peck. Dug up by Raines. McGrath again, denied. Oh, she kept it alive, no. That's a double contact on McGrath. Big block from Wake Forest. A 6-point scoring run for the Demon Deacons. Longest scoring run of the match for either team. This was a 5-0 lead for Clemson to start off this set. Things have changed in a hurry. Joust dunked down by Williams. The run continues, 7 straight. And McGrath seems to be pleading that Williams was over the net. Our R1 disagrees. 7 straight points for the Demon Deacons. Martinez turned away. McGrath. Set over. Oh, great dig by Rains. Williams denied in the joust. She shovels over and puts it down. It's a scrappy, scrappy, scrappy point. And Wake Forest takes it. It's all clicking for the Deeks. 8 straight for Wake Forest. Jackie was playing there to work some summer camps. Coach Clemson Tigers said, out of any middle she's ever set, she was the highest ball that she had to set, just how high that Coach Livingston jumped. And you see Coach Livingston in the pink crew neck sweater sitting second on the bench for Wake Forest. We'll get more to that story in a moment here as Legita restarts play in this 8-point run. McGrath, coverage from Martinez. McGrath again, sends it long, 9 points for Wake Forest. The other connection between Jackie Simpson-Keir and Charissa Livingston, back when Jackie was playing at Wisconsin, her and her setter would walk out of the tunnel, and it's an ace to make it 10 straight points for Wake Forest as Legita tucks it inside the 10-foot line. And every time they'd run out of the tunnel, her setter would tap the All-American side of Lizzie Fitzgerald, one of the greats for, Jackie would tap Lizzie Fitzgerald's sign, and her middle blocker would tap Charissa's sign every time they ran out to the court for a little motivation. And a point for Clemson. So Coach Simpson-Keir and Coach Livingston go back quite a bit as the Tigers finally end this 10-point scoring run for Wake Forest. And it's Mee McGrath who serves over. Crawford tips. And Crawford with the block. Turned away, Sant on second contact. And a quick side out for the Demon Deacons. So now Williams serves. Martinez, dug up by Legita. And that is set over and put down by Peck. A dominant third set by Wake Forest. Williams again, an 11-1 scoring run. And a block! Sadie Peck. And Wake Forest 8 points away from a straight set win. And some confusion as to who's coming on to serve. And it's Dragani who enters for the second time today. A dominant third frame by the Deeks. Tough serve, out of system. Aksoy. Here's Crawford. Popped up by Gildon. Aksoy again. Pipe tipped over. Peck into the net. Clemson wins the point, now needs to kickstart a run. We saw that 5-point scoring run from the Tigers to start off this third. Can they do it again? And it's McKenna Gildon trying to orchestrate things. Peck Turned away, coverage. A valiant effort by Legita, but couldn't quite keep it in play. Clemson within 7. Aksoy, long. So Clemson gets back-to-back points, but at this point, that's not going to cut it. Bellows and Whitekettle re-enter for Wake Forest. These Demon Deacon setters have been stout today. Bellows and Baker quarterbacking this offense to a .281 hitting percentage. Oh my, Farrell full extension. And a great back set. Gildon there defensively. And a kill for Clemson. Tigers still searching for this run as Catherine Sant heads back. Sant, part of a great volleyball family. Her sister, a setter at Notre Dame. Her mom played in college as Whitekettle bangs it down. Wake Forest 6 points away from a straight set win. And here comes Anya Santrak. So Wake Forest given some reserves some playing time. Santrak on. Ivana Svetkovic also on. She's in the front row, number 19. Here is Santrak, denied. Okur and Hansen combining in the block. And remember, Hansen might be playing right side today, but she is a middle by trade. So a physical player at the net, 6'3", great size, high-level blocker who, as a freshman at Texas Tech, led all Power Conference freshmen in blocks per set. So that's her strong suit. Crawford, Gildon with the dig. McGrath from a tough angle. Here's McGrath. Santrak. Hansen long. Was there a touch? No. Demon Deacons in the red zone, 5 points away from a straight set win over Clemson. This would be Wake Forest's second straight set win of ACC play. They did it against NC State last week. Tigers answer back and stay alive. Kate Symington re-enters at middle for the Tigers. Here's Nilo Kerr. Santrak, turn back coverage from Crawford. Santrak rolls. McGrath wide. Demon Deacons 4 points away. What an impressive performance this has been. First two sets, Wake Forest, well, first set, Wake Forest controlled throughout. Second set, a close battle. Deeks eked out the win. But in this third, I'd say this has been the most impressive just because of the slow start and their ability to respond to that. It's a team that Jeff Holzmeyer said is still learning how to win. He's trying to instill that winning culture. And this has been a winning performance in this third set to battle back from 5 points down. Addie Raines, her team down by 7 with the jump float. And an ace. Second ace of the match for the Tigers. Still a window of opportunity for Clemson. Sandtrack beats the block. That window closing. And Drew Lalaji, for the first time today, will make her way on the floor. Lalaji has 2 aces on the season. She's primarily been a service specialist throughout her 2 years in Deaktown. First appearance today for Lalaji. Raines couldn't get to it. Lalaji serving again. Lalaji had a really good pass on that dig during that rally. Setting up the set for Williams. Williams, 7 kills, 0 attack errors. The Wake Forest middles have been out of this world today. And it's an ace for Lalaji. 3rd ace of the match. Set point number 1, match point number 1 for Wake Forest. Fresh off of Lalaji's ace. She's back once more. McGrath tips, pinballs around, Williams taps over. And a lift call against Wake Forest. Point for Clemson. 2nd match point for Wake Forest. Mia McGrath, the do-it-all standout for Clemson, offers over. Crawford wraps things up.